Good morning. Hello, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 12th of July through till Sunday the 18th of July. So before I start, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everyone who's pre-ordered a deck of Speed of Light Oracle cards. They're open for pre-orders now. The last news we heard from the printer was that printing was done. So we gave our approval for that, which was about a week ago, and then they went into assembly, so assembling the decks, putting all the cards together, putting the booklet in, putting them in the box, and doing that for all the decks that we're having printed. So that's what they're doing now. So I'm thinking we'll hear from them in the next week or two, and the next step will be that they are going to be shipped out. So once we know they're shipped out, I will set a launch date for that deck. So that will come soon. So yeah, and thank you everybody too for your interactions, for your support as well, and your interactions too with the posts that I'm sharing off Facebook, like on YouTube, on my posts on YouTube that are being shared, and also my posts on Patreon. So thank you so much. So, welcome. If you're new to watching, welcome. Let's say hello to everybody first, and then we'll get started. Matthew's here. Good morning. Hi, Bridget. Hello, Patricia. Annie is here. Leanne's here from Kentucky. Welcome. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you. Good morning, Renee. And Patricia is from the UK. It's 1:44 a.m. Monday here. I'm in bed now. Have a great sleep. I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 12th of July, and it's 10:45 a.m. here on Monday. And Carrie is here. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Janky. Welcome. Hello, Lisbeth and Siobhan. Ellen, yes, I'm very relaxed. Thank you. Hi, Key and Dina. Danuta is here from Sydney, and Donna is here. Good morning. So welcome. If you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my deck of cards here. It's a combined deck of two decks. It's the Speed of Light Oracle cards and my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. And they've been made the same size with the idea that they can be combined if we want to. And I must say, this is my favourite deck for reading, for Oracle sort of reading sorts of things. So there's 110 cards in this deck, which is lots of fun. There's a few featured cards. We've got a few dragons. We've got some timing featured cards in here too. So we'll see what comes up. So I'll be using this deck to find the best cards for this week ahead. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. I'm not doing personal readings for anybody watching. I don't do that. This is general guidance for everybody. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared will support you at this time and will resonate with you. I would be very surprised if everything made sense to you, 100%. I would be very surprised. That would be a random, rare thing, I would say. I would say that maybe 50%, or give or take a bit either side, would be what I would think would resonate with you if you've been led here. If you're not interested in this sort of thing too, I invite you to go and do something that you love. Be here if you want to be here. So let's get started. Think of this as a guide only. Let's allow ourselves to be surprised, no expectations. So if you're expecting something to happen this week and you're expecting it to come up in the cards, it may not come up. So what I like to do is approach these types of things with an attitude of, let's be surprised. Let's wait and see what happens, and then go from there. So I'm shuffling my cards now, and I'm holding the intention that I want to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead, starting Monday the 12th of July through till Sunday the 18th of July. Our theme last week was the stag, the sad stag. So some of you may have been feeling a bit discouraged, a bit off track, a bit off path. And hopefully you took the advice of the stag last week, which was to get yourself, especially mentally, back on track and back into alignment with your path, which a lot of us have, whether we felt sad or not. I noticed actually now on reflection that I personally feel clearer and back aligned on a stronger level with my path. Not that I felt off it before, but there's something clearer now. So the best cards for this week are these, and okay, let's lay these down here. Excuse me moving out of the way. The floor seems a long way down right now. Okay, and this bamboo is shedding itself. So we have 5 Speed of Light and 3 Animal Kingdom, and I'm going to turn these cards over now. So I'm just going to duck aside here and we'll see what we have. Oh, looks good so far. And we do have a dragon. Have a guess. Which dragon do you think it is? Because it's not coming up till the weekend, so I'll talk about it later. Let me know. Which dragon is it? Is it fire, earth, air, water, or spirit dragon? In the meantime, we do have a featured card. It's Sensuality, and it has further instructions here which say to breathe deeply and choose a random card. So I'm going to fan out the deck. I'm just going to take a deep breath, and I'm just going to go for the first card I'm drawn to, which is this. Oh, we have 2 dragons. And as you know, if you've been watching for a while, or if you've been following the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, which have the dragons in it, the dragons are the most powerful cards in the deck. And we have 2 of them for this week. So I'll get to the dragons a bit later because we're not talking about them for the next couple of days. The first card for the beginning of the week is a great one. It's the Fox. And the Fox says, the Fox is card 8, and it reminds us to find a way. So we've been encouraged, and we probably will naturally feel it as we start the week, that we are ready to find a way to work a problem out, find a way to carve out this new path for ourselves. There are a lot of new beginnings around at the moment, as I talked about in the report, the current energy report this morning. So it feels like we're being encouraged to look at and really consider where we are now, what is our current position, and where do we want to be. So where is that new door? Does it sit right here in front of us? Have we just walked through it? Or is it in the next room? Where do we sense that new door is? Because what I'm feeling with the Fox is it's about how do we get from here, this position we're in right now, where we are, to where we want to be, or where we're going, or the opportunity, or whatever this doorway represents. So it feels to be like carving out this path. If we were looking at a forest that was dense, how can we clear the scrub? How can we clear the fallen branches and make a path? So there is a sense here of self-responsibility and self-motivation to carve out this path that we want to carve out for ourselves, to find a way to make it work, to perhaps find a way to find a solution if there's a problem that we're dealing with. How can we get through the current situation that we're dealing with early in the week? There is a lot of determination, motivation, and this sense of self-responsibility to get back on track, to carve out, be pioneer as we carve out this path for ourselves. This takes us into Tuesday, which is still early in the week, and we have the Spirit Bird. This is a great card too. It's card 37, and it says heart, song, joy, excitement, and motivation. Motivation. So there is this sense of desire, this feeling of motivation that's pushing through not only Monday, but also into Tuesday. So early in the week, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday, is this motivational energy, which we really have to choose to tap into. Because we could be mopey, we could procrastinate, and we might feel the total opposite of feeling motivated and enthusiastic about something. Or we can look at our attitude, look at our moping, our procrastination, and look at turning it around. Just let's not think about it. You know, what I found, I'm not a procrastinator. What I found helpful to not be a procrastinator is not to think about it. So if there's a task that has to be done, then I just don't think about it and get up and do it. And then I know it's done. So I think that sort of attitude certainly helped me. What helps you not procrastinate so much if you are a procrastinator or have been lately? So there is an upliftment in this card. It very much brings forward that whistle while you work, the skip to your step. So there is this bit of a high, we could say, a natural high, this high energy that's potentially coming in early this week. So carving out this path and lifting ourselves higher. What do we want for ourselves and our life and those in our care? And what do we want for our future? So there are these sorts of things that we may be thinking about early in the week. Then that takes us into Wednesday, the 14th of July, and we have Creation, card 29. I love this card too. It says source, uncoil, light, and authentic. So we've been encouraged, especially around Wednesday, so coming off that high, that motivational energy, we've been encouraged and may feel naturally that we start opening up, uncoiling ourselves, and coming out of hiding, out of holding back, out of hesitating. Because when we're motivated, when we're feeling driven, when we're looking for a way, when we're carving out a path for ourselves, there is a lot of forward momentum in that. When we procrastinate, when we hesitate, when we aren't really sure, we're unclear, we hesitate, our energy pulls back. So as we move forward and step into our confidence and try or have a go, there is this sense here that we are likely going to feel more open and more, there's this sort of forward feeling here, this push, this drive, this desire. And this card also highlights our authenticity. So making sure that we're opening up and stepping forward in an authentic, honest way. Being authentic and honest and real with ourselves will allow us to be authentic and honest and real with others and in situations. So let's make sure we're being honest with ourselves and be ready to open up to move forward. Now things then take a bit of a turn, and not a bad turn, but there does feel to be a bit of a twist that wants to twist in Wednesday and into Thursday. So we're moving out of that energy I've talked about, motivation. Let's work with it when we feel it. Let's tie up those loose ends. Then it feels like something twists. There's a twist somehow. Wednesday over into Thursday. So it might be later Wednesday, maybe early Thursday, maybe later Thursday. But it feels Wednesday, Thursday, there is a twist somehow. And we have the filters card. The filters card is 26. And it says beliefs, cancel, delete, clarity, and awareness. So the twist is likely going to be that we take off our rose-colored glasses and we see how things really are. And it's likely to see how things that we've been seeing or delivering through our eyes, how things really are for us. So it could be a bit of a reality check for some of us. It might be a bit of a fish slap of truth where something's revealed and we see it through these new eyes and see how it really is. So there is a feeling here that part of the twist is taking off our rose-colored glasses or taking off our glasses of distortion. I keep feeling I've got a cat here stuck to my nose, which is probably likely because the cat has long hair and it floats around and we find it everywhere. So, yeah, thanks, Corey. Thank you. Yeah, so let's be okay and willing to look at the truth, to take off our rose-coloured glasses, our distorted glasses, and how we've been twisting and maybe seeing things from an unreal, untrue perspective. Like, for me, going away into nature has helped me shift my attitude about certain things that I had a clear opinion about before. And it wasn't anything that was a big deal, it was just a personal thing. And then when I was away and I was out of the setting, out of the situation, and I looked at it from different perspective, different angles, I saw that my attitude was actually limiting me. So I've arrived home with a fresher attitude or a clearer attitude or a released attitude around this specific thing, which has actually helped me see this situation from a different perspective. So there is a potential reality shift, a twist of some kind, and it may be a little difficult or confronting at the beginning because, you know, it can be a bit sort of confronting to realize that we had our rose-colored glasses on or our distorted glasses and we weren't seeing that thing or that person or ourselves in clear, honest light. So that can be confronting, but what we're being encouraged to do is allow ourselves to be aware of what's really happening, what's true, and how are we limiting ourselves. So then we start hitting into the dragons. And we have these cards coming up. So this is for Friday. Oh, that means we're in for a big weekend. Okay, this is for Friday the 16th of July. And we have these two cards. They've come up together for a reason. So we're going to look at them separately and then we're going to look at their relationship together. So this is Sensuality Card 46. And it says love, breath, relationship, and passion. This is about breathing life into ourselves again, which is especially, well, it's probably already been happening for some of us. Later this week that we've just been through, you may still be on Sunday, and earlier this coming week as well, we'll probably feel quite revived and motivated. But the twist of things may shift some things for us, at least temporarily. And what this card is about, it's about after a period of feeling deflated or flat or maybe hopeless, maybe powerless about a situation, there is this sense of revival with this card. So it's as if we were a balloon and all the life had been sucked out of us and we were feeling flat and deflated and small, and then that impacts everything around us and how we feel. So there is this feeling here around Friday that, and it's probably to do with that twist, that shift, taking off those rose-coloured glasses or the distorted glasses and seeing how things really are, may be a part of the revival for us too. So the revival, it's that being filled up with life force again, being filled up with life and passion again, and feeling drive and excited about life. So if you're not feeling it or haven't felt it for a while or haven't felt it lately, maybe there's some things maybe to think about anytime, but maybe especially later in the week, about what we might be able to do or change about our life that can help us feel excited about it. Is there a hobby we may need to start? Is there our schedule we need to look at? What is going on at this time and what can we do to, well, find a way to get through it, find a way to improve things, find a way to carve out this new path for ourselves. It is possible. So revival, reinflating ourselves, igniting our passion for life again. And it may show up in relationships. So relationships may be emphasized too around Friday. And it comes with this card, which is one of the dragons. It's the air dragon. card 27. And the air dragon says that your mind is powerful. Your state of mind to revive yourself is powerful. I've talked about it already a bit, and especially with this and with that motivational energy from earlier in the week, that actually this is quite a mental state that we've been encouraged to really consider as we start this week. How can we improve things for ourselves? How can we find a way to carve out this new path? How can we motivate ourselves to keep going? It's our very mental energy that's around, and the air dragon highlights our powerful mind. Our mind can be our biggest asset, but it can also be our biggest hindrance. Because if our mind wants to keep us small and we're allowing it to, then we're not going to feel very revived. We're going to feel quite flat and deflated. We're going to feel quite unmotivated. We're going to feel like we're procrastinating a lot. So what can you do with your powerful mind to change things around for yourself, especially your perspective, your attitude? How can you revive yourself and get on board with that mentally? So your mind is powerful, and your mind is probably going to be, our mind is going to probably be what helps revive us and pull us out of perhaps a deflated space that we've been in lately. So let's not underestimate the power of our mind. Let's get back in charge of our thinking so that our thoughts work for us, so that we can motivate ourselves, stay focused, take action, be hopeful, have clarity. And if you haven't been feeling those things lately, then this feels like a great supportive week to really look at our state of mind and what we can do to fix and improve things for ourselves. If your current way of thinking hasn't been working for a while, then maybe think about things in a different way. Look at it from a different perspective. Look at the bigger picture. Can you turn a challenge into an opportunity? Can you be grateful what you do have in your life right now? That's great to shift our perspective to. Because sometimes we get so focused on the things that aren't working or the things that are missing that we lose focus on the things that are working, the people that are there. So let's really stay attentive to our mind this week. Now, what I'm feeling is we're going to have two options here. There's two options moving into the weekend. One option is that we don't get back in charge of our thoughts, that we don't own what's going on in our own head, that we don't, that we keep ourselves small on a mental level. And if that is the case, by the weekend it feels like some of us are going to move into this shadowy energy, which has a lot of potential too. It's card 36 and it's shadow. It says shape-shifting, hidden, release, and raven. So this talks about a shadowy energy that's likely going to be present early in the weekend, especially for those of us who don't take steps to get back in charge of our thoughts. So the shadowy energy will probably show up as maybe fear, insecurities, our own limitations, that inner darkness, the inner stuff, the wounds perhaps too that we've been hiding behind or holding ourselves back with. Could be our defences that we've put up, the defences we put up to protect ourselves a long time ago from being hurt again, and we still barricade ourselves behind those. So we're hiding, it feels like hiding behind our shadows, hiding behind our fear, hiding behind our limitations. There is potential again on, especially around Saturday, to bring light into this shadowy energy, to allow the clouds, the storm clouds that we've been feeling, especially mentally, to part and the sun to radiate its light down onto us. So can you allow the clouds to part, especially the mental ones that you've been struggling with? Can you allow them to part, and can you let the light come in and shift what you've been feeling or what you've been thinking or what you've been experiencing that has been a bit shadowy or dark for you? Can you let yourself release those limitations and wounds and your fear? Can you find the courage to move out from behind, hiding away, out behind those castle walls, and expose yourself? Let yourself be vulnerable. Open yourself up to the truth of who you really are. And there's not going to be crowds of people out there waiting to throw rotten fruit at you or laugh at you. Out there, it's sort of, I get this visual of these castle walls, and some of us have been hiding behind them. So as we find the courage, hopefully this week, because the energy is very supportive for it, to move out and break down those castle walls and move out the other side. I see this big open field. There's no one there waiting to throw rotten fruit at us. There's no one there waiting to throw stones or to laugh at us. That it is safe for us to step out of this place that we've been barricading ourselves behind and expose who we really are to ourselves, to let ourselves be vulnerable and to expose that darkness, to expose our limitations, to expose the flaws in our own mental state. Are your thoughts supporting you? Positive and negative, yeah, we can look at that. But I like to ask myself, does that thought or are my thoughts supporting me? And if they're not, what can I do about changing that thought, kicking that thought out of my head and getting back in charge of my thinking? And then we have the other option. So those of us who are getting back in charge of our thoughts, who are feeling a new sense of revival, motivation, and are doing our best to keep moving through that stuff and see things as honestly as we can. We do have the Spirit Dragon. Now this is the most powerful card in the deck out of 110 cards, and it comes up for Saturday. And it almost feels like a yin-yang, like a light and dark. Some of us may feel in this darker space, but there is potential to bring light in. And then others of us may feel quite revived and energized around Saturday. So the Spirit Dragons card 26, we've had lots of sixes, 26, 46, 36, and 26 again. So Spirit Dragon 26, and it says heightened energy. So this is a heightened state potentially. There is this feeling of upliftment, a great time to connect spiritually to your spiritual interests, your spiritual team, your loved ones in spirit too, to access your higher purpose, your higher truth, your higher self. So there is an uplifting feeling with this card, and it does radiate upliftment to the other cards around it too. So that's potentially for Saturday, this yin-yang energy. Where will you fall? Where will you lay? Where will you, which position will you hold in regards to the energy that you're sitting in? So I guess yin-yang too, we can look at balance. So balance potentially for Saturday, but it feels to be a potentially intense day, Saturday. And then Sunday the 18th of July feels quieter, and we have card 38, the Ammonite, and the Ammonite says to clear private issues. So there is a sense of privacy, a sense of quietness, of maybe being in our own space for at least part of Sunday, and that will be a great opportunity for us to look at all the things that have come up this week and release these issues that have surfaced. So as we take our rose-coloured glasses off or our distorted glasses, we're going to see things in a different light, and it may reveal things that require shifting and releasing. There's a feeling here of breaking down the old hardened shell that we have over us, a bit like those castle walls I talked about, but this feels closer to home, around us, and breaking down that shell that we've been hiding behind. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Is it because you're scared of being hurt again? Are you scared of falling flat on your face? What are you afraid of? Why are you keeping yourself held back? And is that reason valid? Is it valid today? It may have been valid years ago when you maybe were hurt, and maybe you kept that shell there to protect yourself so you could survive and get through difficult times. But is this valid now? Do you need to keep hiding yourself away? Do you need to keep keeping yourself small and out of action? And I see this sign, out of action, like wet paint, up over our heart. So how long have you been out of action for? And this is going to be a great week to potentially turn that around. So Sunday is about clearing those private issues that have been revealed this week. Break down that shell and let our true self come out and shine. So that's the cards for this week. Feels like I've been talking for hours. So thank you for being here. I'm going to prepare to pull a theme card now. Before I do though, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this connection, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. I have my next online art class coming up this Saturday, the 17th of July. And we're going to be exploring the artwork of self-confrontation. And I haven't said yet to any of my art students, but we are most likely going to be doing a self-portrait. So that should be very interesting. So if you'd love to join in for that, the registrations are open until Saturday morning my time, which may be Friday for you. So check it out if you want to. Also, the Speed of Light Oracle cards, these pre-orders are open. So if you're interested in working with this deck, please have a look on my website if you'd like to pre-order. They should be here in a month or two. It depends on the global situation for shipping and customs. So we'll know more in the next couple of weeks. And also my next Chakra series, 2021 Chakra series, which I do every 2 years, starts on Friday. And it's for my Pillar of Light family and my $10 patrons. So those of you who are in those categories, you should already have hopefully the email, the link to that particular video that's live streaming on Friday, this Friday. That's the base chakra. We're going to be looking at things to do with our physical body, our physicality, grounding, our survival instincts. So we're going to be working and really looking closely at that chakra. That's the first one. And then I'll let you know. I might be able to do the second one next week, but I'll confirm that when I look at my schedule. So if you want to be a part of that, please become a Pillar of Light member, which is only $10 US or 15 Australian dollars a month, and you get lots of other great things too. So if you want to be a part of that, it's just a small exchange, or become a patron, $10 patron or higher. So that's that. If you want to learn more, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Let's look for the best card for the theme. So the themes that I'm feeling is very mental, very mental energy, but very encouraging and motivational mental energy. So this is a great week to turn our mental state around, to really heal and move out of our own personal limitations and attitudes. That's what I'm seeing very strongly. 2 dragons, so very powerful week ahead indeed. If we are willing to break down our walls and break down the shell around us. So the card that's also going to bring some theme energy for us and help us see the bigger picture, the best card for the theme for this week for the majority of us, is an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. Ah, yes. It's the Frog, card 34, and it says to cleanse your environment, inner and outer. So this is likely a great week to have a spring clean. When you're spring cleaning a room or a cupboard or your house or your car or whatever you're spring cleaning, this is a great thing to do to also clear things mentally. Do you notice you feel much clearer mentally when you've had a big clean out of something that you've been putting off, and then you finally do it and it's like, yes, I feel clearer with this stuff gone or this stuff sorted. So our outer clearing helps clear our inner space, and especially this week mentally and emotionally, perhaps for you as well. So we might feel inspired to spring clean. We may want to really spend a lot of time this week clearing and purging ourselves. So as we stand under the shower, imagine our water washing over us and carrying all the stuff that we don't need to be carrying away. Maybe if it's windy, you could stand out in the wind and imagine the wind blowing all that stuff, all your limitations, all your insecurities, all your fear, all your stresses, blowing it away. Maybe you could go for a walk in nature and feel every step that you take like you're dropping your baggage, dropping your load, and letting it soak down into the earth where it just returns back to love. So working with this clearing, purging, releasing energy this week is going to help us move things too. So if you feel stuck in how do I progress, what do I do next, maybe think about the theme clearing. Is there a table or a cupboard or a drawer or something you can just have a quick clear out of? So you will probably find clearing and purging very supportive this week, especially for our shifting but empowering mental state that we're moving into. So I trust this resonates. Thank you so much for being here and for spending your precious time with me today. Come back and connect with the replay throughout the week if you're inspired to. You'll find it on YouTube, Temple of Balance on YouTube. You'll find it on my website, templeofbalance.com.au, and the video tab. And you will also find it pinned to my Facebook page, Temple of Balance. Have a great week. Happy birthday, happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And I look forward to connecting with you on Friday for the chakra series, the base chakra, and for our art class and any other videos or things I might share in the meantime. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you next Monday for our weekly guidance. Namaste.